But that was Joe Biden tying the infrastructure bill to the current supply chain issues we're facing. This comes just hours after Senator Manchin sounds inflation alarm, says Biden can't ignore economic pain. Well, they passed the bipartisan bill that Manchin helped negotiate. He gave assurances that he would pass the other bill. Moderate senator, I hate how the New York Post frames Senator Joe Manchin as moderate, slammed President Biden on Wednesday for claiming the recent spike in prices on everyday goods is transitory, saying Washington can no longer ignore the impact inflation is having on Americans. And the West Virginia Democrat, a key vote for Biden, who needs all 50 of his party's senators to support his $1.75 trillion social spending bill, argued that the threat is real and it's getting worse. By all accounts, the threat posed by record inflation to the American people is not transitory and is instead getting worse, Manchin tweeted, signaling he may call for additional changes in the bill. From the grocery store to the gas pump, Americans know the inflation tax is real, and D.C. can no longer ignore the economic pain Americans feel every day. But now, I want you guys to know the real reason why Manchin might be tweeting that. This morning on CNBC, GOP billionaire Ken Langone says he will hold a fundraiser for Democrat Joe Manchin to work to shrink Biden's agenda.
Don't get mad at me, but
Go ahead.
You started with the Afghanistan thing. Can you just comment on where do you think we are in terms of policy in this country? I think, what is it? 70% think we're headed in the wrong direction. You started it, Ken.
Who gives a shit what this old asshole thinks?
Yeah.
This inflation is a lot worse than people think. It is not transitory.
And he is saying exactly what he is saying exactly what Joe Manchin said in the tweet? That's wild.
And trust me, the little people like my parents and Lowry's parents, they're going to suffer because inflation is a regressive tax. It hits the poor people hardest of all. We have serious problems in America. I don't know. Look, you know my politics, but I got to tell you right now, I don't see leadership any place in this country. Thank God for Joe Manchin, by the way. Thank God for Joe Manchin. The guy's got guts and courage, and he did what he had to do, and he'll continue to do what he has to do.
He gets covered. A lot of the people probably like they don't have his, I don't know, he's pretty safe in West Virginia, obviously. But
well, I tell you right now, I'm going to have one of the biggest fundraisers. He's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm going to have one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever had for him. He's special. He's precious.
Well, I don't want that. That is the exact opposite of what I would want in a Democrat.
And America in large is sick of this kind of stuff. And
yes, America is sick of you assholes buying our politicians.
Direction that the majority of people, I believe, want it to go.
Okay, gentlemen.
Joe, one more plug. Joe, we need to broaden the process of diversity of thought in colleges and universities in America. That's another big issue in America.
Whoa!
Open discourse.
Well, as long as you're not talking.
He's on the cancel culture bandwagon.
Space for microaggression, and as long as it doesn't violate that, gentlemen, because
I agree with you.
Nobody
100%.
wants that. Nobody wants that.
All right.
Wow, there you have it. The reason why Joe Manchin is not supporting the bill. Blatant. I mean, we already had the ExxonMobil lobbyist saying he had Joe Manchin by the balls. Holy fuck. And this comes at a time where Nancy Pelosi is over at the COP26, COP26. And, I get to say it again. Get ready for it. In Glasgow, Nancy Pelosi was asked about, if climate change is such an emergency, why are we still subsidizing the fossil fuel industry?
Hi, I'm Zach Coleman with Politico. Just wanted to say that the G7 countries have committed to ending fossil fuel subsidies by 2025. The IMF said the fossil fuel industry is grabbing subsidies totaling $11 million per minute. There's legislation in the House to end these subsidies right now. So Speaker Pelosi, or anyone who can answer this, what's the appetite within the caucus for actually taking that up and voting for it on the floor?
Please do tell, Nancy.
I've been trying to get rid of those subsidies for as long as I've been in a position to do so.
Doubt.
Right now, we have
Nice
tried
scarf.
to counter to offset what that is. You have a situation where some of the leading fossil fuel companies, leading oil companies, make $1 trillion a year. They need no incentive to drill, but there is in the Congress still support for them to have that. In order to offset that, to recognize that that shouldn't be, just speaking personally now, we have in the legislation.
At least it's not cultural
we have a goal.
appropriation, true.
We have a vision.
Now, there might be some lumberjacks that
We have
will
milestones.
take issue with that.
And what our purpose is in our legislation to reach those milestones, whether it's by 2030 for 50%. That is what we will do, and that's what our legislation enables us to do, to reach the president's goals, our goals. We're in that position because of the work of the Select Committee. The Select Committee has been a champion, and many of the members are here, some on this panel. You heard from some of them yesterday, the 2018 class has many members on the panel.
The fuck are you talking about, Nancy?
Conference yesterday. You heard from our chairman yesterday. You heard from our distinguished chair of the caucus, of the Select Committee, leading us today. So we have our vision, we have our timetable, we have our milestones. We will meet them without that. But I think that should.
And the milestones are woefully inadequate.
Thank you for your question.
If I may, Madam Speaker, just to elaborate briefly.
She was
I've
pulling
had
a
that
gish gallop.
legislation in the House for years. And as you know, there was progress going forward. But we were dealing with the reality of the Senate. That was not going to happen with this immediate package. But that's not the end of the game. This package that we have moving forward is going to result in dramatic impacts. And this is a path.
Listen to the dude with the cool
which
bow
you've seen
tie
in terms of the reaction from many in the
and the green bike pin.
We're not
He knows
giving
what
up
he's
on
talking
it.
about.
There is, I think, an overwhelming majority of the House that would support it, but we're going to deal with the realities in the Senate now and go forward.
Old people. We got too many old people in the way. Oh God, what did Bill Maher say this past Friday? Now, Trump is attacking the Republicans that voted for the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Apparently, Republican leadership is going to strip some of the Republicans of their committee assignments because they voted for the bill. Trump leaves GOP lawmaker visibly shaken after scolding Republicans who supported the infrastructure bill. This is just an account of what happened at a dinner the other night. This is from The Blaze, which has an ad I can't seem to get to close. God damn you. At least one Republican lawmaker was reportedly left visibly shaken after former President Donald Trump dressed down members of the House Republican caucus for voting for President Joe Biden's infrastructure bill. The House approved Biden's signature $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill last Friday with support from 13 Republican lawmakers. While speaking to Republicans at a National Republican Congressional Committee dinner on Monday, Trump tore into those lawmakers, saying they should ashamed of themselves. This is the way The Blaze wrote it. Saying they should ashamed of themselves. I'm assuming that means be ashamed of themselves for helping the Democrats. I love all the House Republicans. Well, actually, I don't love all of you. I don't love the 13 that voted for Biden. Now, that sounds exactly like Trump. Oh, fuck. In fact, the scolding was so severe that Malliotakis, who was present in the room, was left visibly shaken, a source told the New York Post. Miliotakis is a freshman lawmaker. He has defended her decision to support the infrastructure bill, calling it incredibly important and explaining that it will greatly benefit her district. She even rebuffed critical Republican lawmakers who claim the bill advances a far left or socialist spending agenda. In fact, Miliotakis told Fox News, "I read this bill and it is cover to cover infrastructure. I believe we significantly took away the leverage from the socialist squad," she explained. "It is why AOC and the others voted against it."